Tim, to you first. We've got to be careful, obviously, because Mark Menzies denies the allegations, he denies breaking the rules.
You know things must be pretty bad for Rishi Sunak and the Conservatives when right-wing mouthpieces want a general election called right now. Not because it's the best time to take advantage of good polling, for example, but because if they don't do it now, it's going to get even worse for the Tories. First, we have creator of Conservative Home Tim Montgomery, followed by Daily Mail columnist Dan Hodges.
But it is a nightmare for Rishi Sunak, isn't it?
Extraordinary. Now, you two are both too young probably to remember this game, but there was a game that I used to play when I was younger called Go for Broke. And it was like you started, I think, with £1,000, and the person who won the game was the one who threw away the money the quickest. And I do sometimes wake up and I think the party I support is trying, how badly can we lose the next election? And I've been on your show before, Sophie, and said I think it's time for Rishi Sunak to go. I don't think he's leading the party well, but who would want to lead the Conservative Party at the moment? The stories get worse and worse and worse. And it's one of the reasons I've thought for a long time I can completely understand why the Prime Minister wants to delay the election. He hopes better news is ahead. Something will turn up to rescue the Conservative Party. But the reason overall I think the party needs to go soon, not just for the sake of the country and voters' patience, but my worry is the longer this Parliament goes on, the longer the Tories stay in power, the angrier the voters are rightly going to be at stories like this.
So when should you call an election then, do you think? Now? Or?
Well, I don't think you would... Well, there's an opinion poll today from Ipsos Mori, and I think they've been polling since 1978, and they've got the Tories at the lowest rating they've ever had in that series. So calling an election now or soon is a huge gamble. I'm glad I'm not the Prime Minister, I'm just a pundit. But I don't think, even though it would be brave to call it soon, I think it would be the right decision because I honestly think the chances are every week is a bad news week for the Tories these days. The idea that it's going to get better by the autumn, I think, is a fool's hope.
This is where we are now. This is where we are with, as you said, we had the budget, which was billed to us as one of the game-changing moments. I can't remember a budget that died in news terms and political terms within 24 hours, and that's what happened. And the idea that we have got this now till October or November or, God forbid, even January, that this is what we as a country and we as a government are looking forward to. I mean, come on, look, I am old enough. We're all old enough. We know how this ends. So the only question now is, do we put the country through 6, 7, 8 months before we end it? Or do we say, right, whatever the Conservative Party wants to do or did or whatever, it's not actually about Rishi Sunak or anybody else. Governments have sell-by dates. Governments have sell-by dates. We saw it in 97. We saw it in 2010. I mean, I can't remember a government that is so obviously more past its sell-by date now. We have to end this now. We can't carry on like this. This idea that Rishi Sunak is clinging to something might turn up is the charitable explanation. A lot of other people I'm speaking to, Tories as well, Labour, is just saying Rishi Sunak's just hanging on now because he just likes being Prime Minister, because he just likes it. I'm not by no means giving Labour a free pass. I think there are a lot of questions about what Labour would offer, what Labour would do in government. But we have to end this now. We can't carry on with a zombie government for another 6, 7 or 8 months, in the interest of the country.
Click here for Richard Tice being laughed at on Question Time.